Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dicey D20. My name is Noah, Dungeon Master, and I'm joined here by our players. We have Gregory the Warforged. How's it going, Gregory?
Finally satisfied.
God answered your prayers, eh?
You know what?
You were asking for the weapons.
You try to call yourself God.
I am God of this world, yes.
I'm gonna let that one slide.
I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I'm so overjoyed to have something that does more than a D6.
Yeah.
You know? Feeling good.
Yeah, ready to adjust to two-handed life?
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to think through maybe a couple different moves, you know? Not gonna have as high an AC. But,
Yeah, because you're losing the shield. But
yeah.
less AC,
We'll roll
more
with it.
damage, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the trade-off, right? Cool. Double Dub Dop It, how's it going, my friend?
I'm loving life, man.
Loving life.
I got all the herbs that you could possibly think of, the strongest alcohol you could possibly think of, and hopefully go into this place, win a bunch of money,
Nice.
come back,
Yeah.
get that cape, and I'm going to the trinkets.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
Life is good.
Life, Peach.
Tyson McKay, my friend. How's it going, buddy?
Good. You know, the only one of the group, well, me and Fievel got full night's sleep, so well rested.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. Fievel Mausentrov, how's it going, my friend?
You know what? With all these improvements, I can't complain. And I still have 9 to put into them. I'm just, holding them back.
Jesus. Well, just hand him 3 more heads. Make him a fucking Hydra. Alright. And last but certainly not least, Rogar Ragnak. How is it going, my dude?
Call me Adamanti Armor.
Okay, Adamanti Armor. We're actually going to start off today with Rogar Ragnak, ladies and gentlemen. Rogar, last we left off, you had accepted the clear vial from Anasi, the trader, weapons dealer of the Roma camp. As he hands you the vial, my friend, he then sticks out his hand. He, as he does so, draws a circle along his palm with his left index finger.
Demon stuff. I don't like that.
And a black bit of swirling energy sits in his palm. He then sticks his hand out towards you and he says, "Do I have your word that you are going to deliver?"
I shake his hand. I say, for sure.
So your palm begins to become cold and almost feels like drained of energy as there's a transference from Anasi to you. It all takes no more than a second before you take your hand back. Looking down at your hand, you see almost a permanent black mark on your palm.
Power.
He bows to you and says, "It has been a pleasure doing business, my friend."
And I ask him, when I do the deed, does this circle in my palm go away?
Of course.
Damn it.
Can I see if he's lying?
You can roll an insight check if you want.
7?
It seems like he's telling the truth.
Okay.
So we are moving right along. Dabble Dab Dop It. Last we were in the Roma camp. You were on your way to the trinkets table. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head over to a cart. Sitting inside of it with a very large table which seems to fold out and down. That would be the wall of the cart itself. There is a cloth, a green one, laid down on this table, and an elderly woman, quite old, sits inside her cart. On this table, there is a great number of things. Old socks, there is vests with tiny pockets, there is velvet bags with who knows what inside them, little bits of trinkets in terms of like little silver spoons. There is a lamp with what looks to be a type of bird inside of it. You're not quite sure, but many odd things on the table.
I'm gonna say, how you doing? And you got anything for a little gnome like me?
The old woman looks towards you. She wears spectacles on her face, and she kind of squints down at you, and has to like kind of sit up in her chair a little bit to see you down below. And she says, "Oh, my dear, a little gnome. It's been many years since I've seen one of your kind here."
I'm sure it has.
"Well, I have something for everyone, my little gnome friend. So, what interests you?"
Well, obviously magic. but
Hmm.
I wouldn't say you have a lot of that.
My items, some of them are magical in their nature. But as for what they do, well, that is entirely different.
Please explain a little more.
Well, I would love to tell you more. I mean, take this little canary. So there's a lamp with that small bird. It's actually a mechanical canary inside, which seems to like chirp and look around. She says, "Yes, it is interesting, unique even. When she sings, a bright light is emitted, but would you use it to hit someone over the head? Probably not, right?"
It's a nice little bird, though.
It is. My little friend, yes. Yes, so I have many different wares.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a look and
Okay.
see what I see.
Roll me a d20.
19.
Okay. You find what looks to be a black pirate flag, which catches your attention. It is draped on the inside along the back. It has a dragon's skull and crossbones as its sigil.
That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So she sees you eyeing it. She says, "A pirate's flag, marauder's flag from an older time."
How did you come upon this?
Ah, someone like me never tells the secrets.
Not even to a little gnome like me?
Not even to a little gnome like you.
How much?
For you, I would sell for 5 gold pieces. It is very old flag, very unique, very interesting.
Anything else I should know about it?
Besides the fearsome sigil, no, I do not think so. It is not inherently magical, as you'd say.
I don't want any curses or anything.
I see that you are a smoker. You like the pipes. Yes.
I do.
I have a set of bone pipes. Yes, made from the giant bone, believe it or not. Very old, first age.
First age, damn. I like it. How much for those?
We're in
That
like
would
the
be
15th age.
30 gold pieces for the 2 of them. It is a set, a pair. I cannot separate. I will not.
That's fair. How long do these last?
The giant bone, she is very strong, very sturdy. She lasts a very long time.
I'm going to ask her, why are you selling these as a pair?
These giant's bones, they were from brothers, it is said. Yes, a very strong pair of brothers.
And if you separate them, anything happen?
It is bad luck to separate the giant bone from the giant bone, no?
I mean, it might be. So, all your trinkets seem to have a little special something to them. Just wondering if there's a special something that I need to know about for these two.
Special something? You mean like something they do?
Yeah, exactly.
You see, my little gnome friend, these giant's bone pipes, they are used for smoking. Yes.
Yeah, no, I get that. Do they enhance the smoke at all?
Enhance the smoke? Well, the bones of giants are inherently magical, but I'm not sure that they do anything magical, you know.
Have you seen anyone smoke out of them before?
In my time on this plane, I have seen not one mouth touch these pipes.
Ask her to do it. I want a sample.
You know what?
Just go for
I'm gonna be the first to do it. So, I'll take these off your hand.
Okay. Do you have 30 gold pieces?
I do.
All right. So she holds out her old hand for the 30 gold.
I'm gonna hand her 40, and I'm gonna take that flag too.
Okay. So she takes the flag down. She's very old, so it takes her like almost a minute and a half to take the flag down as she hands it over to you. She then hands you the 2 pipes of the giant bones. Okay, so you now have 2 giant bone pipes and a black pirate's flag with a dragon skull and crossbones. And she also says, "Anything else that I can offer you, my young gnome friend?"
And she winks at you.
No, I think that's good. You've treated me well, and I hope to see you another time.
Of course. Anytime, my dear.
We'll talk soon.
So, you conclude your business with the Lady of Many Trinkets. Anything else that you guys would like to do in the Roma camp?
What time is it?
It's currently 2 o'clock in the morning.
Run around naked.
We should
With just
probably head back fairly soon.
Yeah,
I don't really have any other
I
business
don't have
here.
anything else to spend.
I spent all my gold, and I'm already doing a favor I don't like.
Too late.
Wait, if I kill him, then does the spell go away?
No.
That's a bad idea. Why are you even thinking of that?
Kill him and then
It's
deliver it.
potentially extremely hard.
Okay, gentlemen, so are you heading back to your own camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so having already received your XP for this whole encounter, congratulations on your deals with the Gypsy, or the Roma, camp. You guys head back into the forest towards your own encampment, and the sounds of the violin, the tambourine, and the fiddle fade into the distance. As you return, the Drake, Chopper, and his 2 heads kind of peer up and look at you guys, okay, as you enter the camp. Noticing that your friends, the docile left head and Chomper, both head back down, but the aggressive right head with the cloudy eye kind of snarls and growls at you guys as you approach.
Get him, boy! Get him! Like, see how he reacts. It's like the red cape for a bull.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do before... I assume you guys are going to head back to bed, but I mean, it's up to you guys.
I'm going to spend like a quick half an hour just looking at the pipes that I got.
Yeah. They're very ornate, for sure.
Yeah.
Very old. And... yeah, definitely you can tell by the feel of the bone that it's not like an animal bone or anything like that. Like they seem to have some weight and some heft to them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's good.
Can I put on my new armor?
You can, and then go to sleep in it?
Yes.
Classic Mother Teresa move. I love it. Okay, so you are now into your new adamantine armor. What are you going to do with your old armor?
Can I keep it?
I'll take it.
Give it to me.
It definitely won't fit you. Yeah, you can keep it. You'll just have to wear it on in your pack, right?
Okay. Is like
You have
my
to strap some of it to your horse.
moon emblem and stuff on this armor?
Yeah, correct. I mean, the armor that you can take over your sigil, like your cloth vestments. You can put those onto the new armor if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, you do so. So now you still look like a true knight of the new moon. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do before we hit the sack?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Cool.
Good.
Tyson and Fievel, you guys are both good?
I'm gonna train with a new weapon, you know? I'm gonna get that going.
Don't make too much noise, please. I'm pretty fucked up right now.
I train when you guys sleep all the time. I think I know how to pull this off.
The rest of the night passes by without incident, and by morning time, as you guys wake, a few hours after the sun rises, there is no longer the sounds of the Gypsy, the Roma camp, in the distance, so no longer do you hear the sounds of the fiddle, violin, or tambourine. What would you guys like to do?
Are they at disadvantage because they were up all night?
They were up for a couple hours. I wouldn't say they're at disadvantage.
Disadvantage!
I was only up for a little bit.
I would imagine that they slept a little bit more to compensate for it, so... yeah, I'm going to say they're fine.
We wake them up at the crack of dawn.
Okay.
Are we
So,
going?
team, what would you guys like to do?
Back on the road.
So, you guys grab your horses, mount up, and continue to ride on the trade road due south. The days of travel are becoming a lot easier, as it's still technically winter time, but down in the south here, they don't feel winter the same way that you guys do. And as you continue to ride towards Malvista, the weather just consistently improves.
Did the horse pick back up to...
Yeah, they feel like they're working a lot nicer now.
Plan worked, boys.
3 days into your journey towards the south, my friends, you guys finally meet the ocean along the iron shores on the western side of Norian. You guys find yourselves looking down rocky slopes towards the ocean, which crashes and batters against the rocks. It's very soothing, very peaceful, but the winds are kind of blustery here, and the trade road isn't so close to the edge of the iron shore, right? The iron shore consistently erodes away, so the trade road is built a solid 100 or 200 feet from the iron shore at all times. Another week passes on the road, and nothing really super important to report here in terms of bandits or people that you meet on the road, though you are meeting more and more people along the trade road.
As we're going along one day, I'm just gonna drop back from the group a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get off my horse and just walk beside it, if anything, or a little bit behind, and I'm gonna drink the fire-breathing potion.
Okay. So, as you guys are along the sea, you drink the fire-breathing potion?
Yeah.
Okay. So you uncork it, and you immediately feel like a sweltering heat blustering up into your face.
I take a deep breath and start chugging.
Okay. All in one? Because it's not like a huge amount of liquid.
Yeah, like
a
it's...
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot.
Okay. So you slug it back. It immediately feels as though you've drank fire. Okay? It's intensely painful. There's no permanent burns or scarring or any type of actual damage left to your mouth, but it feels as though someone stuck like a red-hot poker inside your mouth. As it goes down your throat, you feel burning and pain unlike that which you've ever felt.
So, like, am I screaming and do they
You
know?
can't scream because it's going down your throat.
Gotcha.
So you are gasping for breath, falling to your knees even, and clutching your chest. It is the most painful thing you have ever experienced and maybe that you ever will.
I punch him.
Okay?
Double gets up like fire water never fake me yet.
You were sufficiently far enough behind the group, though, and everyone's been traveling for almost a month at this point, so it's not like everyone's like noticing. It's not like you're making noise either.
Yeah.
You can't, right? Nearly 3 minutes you spend on the ground, kind of shaking and trembling as the fire somewhat settles. It seems in your stomach. Your belly feels nearly almost constantly warm for the rest of the day. You're okay. No effect has taken place yet.
Okay.
It's like changing your body.
Have I burped at all?
You continuously burp,
Oh, okay.
and it tastes like brimstone. You gonna mount back on your horse?
If I can get up, yeah.
You can, yeah. And you head back to...
This was my only concern is like, okay, I hop off this horse. Can I get back on without Greg's help?
You're okay. You're used to mounting your horse on your own at this point.
Okay, cool.
Fievel, at the 4th week, Chomper and his 2 other heads have grown to an immense size. He is over 15 feet long now, and his weight is nearing the 800-pound mark.
Oh my
He spends nearly every day apart from you, and he is constantly eating.
So my sausages aren't doing it for me anymore?
Your sausages were gone after the 3rd day. You guys have been on the road for a month. So he is now nearing 800 pounds and over 15 feet long. So he's massive. His actual size would be large, technically.
Okay.
His stats have also changed and increased. He's now considered to be a behemoth.
Oh.
Oh shit.
With an armor class of 17, hit points of 115, speed of 45,
Oh god.
he is immune to fire damage, resistant to slashing, lightning, cold, poison, and acid, and he cannot be frightened or charmed.
Damn it.
Wow.
Block like you're useless.
He can carry on actual conversations, simple ones now, in Draconic, or at least understands them, and can speak simple things.
I talk to him all the time.
He also has 2 different feats. So he has Tiamat's Blessing. When this creature makes a melee attack that would do additional elemental damage, roll a d6. The element will depend on the result of the roll. So he deals fire damage on his melee attacks. He also does a multi-attack, which means he does 3 attacks per turn, 2 with bite or claws and 1 with tail. His bite doing 2d10 plus 4, plus the elemental damage. His claws doing 2d6, no elemental damage. And his tail doing 2d12 plus 4, no elemental damage, but the target has to make a 15 strength throw or be knocked prone.
Good boy, Chompers. I'll make him bigger.
This is actually something that I do want to look into, though, because it says languages Draconic, but I mean, does that mean that he's speaking?
Yeah. Probably mentally speaking.
I thought they weren't that intelligent, though.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like his intelligence is super low. No, his intelligence is +1, actually.
He's a genius.
Yeah, I guess technically he can speak.
Nice.
Yes.
So he's not super intelligent as dragons are, but he can understand and speak simple things.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
Sweet.
I'm constantly
Alright.
talking shit about Dabbledove and Gregory to him.
I can breathe fire, you realize. Well, not yet, but I will.
I say, I bet that guy
So-
can't even breathe fire.
So, gentlemen, 2 more days pass over the month, and soon you find yourself standing at the Iron Shore, looking at a vast coastline. The weather here is fair, nearing up to like the 15, 16 degree mark, and the sun shines brightly in the sky. Down before you lies Malvista, the sprawling city on the coast where the ocean ends and the city begins, as though it grew out of it. Dozens of ships, big and small, are anchored in its protected bay. And at the height of the city lie great structures of the Second Age, cathedrals and towers that survived the Great War nearly 300 years ago. As our heroes approach, I'm assuming do, the gates of the city are open, constantly. Hundreds of people clamor about attending to their affairs, farmers, fishermen, tradesmen, and shopkeepers all about on the streets. As you guys approach the city, Fievel, I'm going to imagine that you're leaving your Drake behind at a very large city like Malvista like this, but I mean...
Not this again. No, yeah, let him
This
fly
is-
around and beat
yeah.
as he does.
Alright. As you guys approach the city, the guards eye the Warforged for sure, and the Dragonborn, but do not stop. The guards wear the colors of red and black. Their sigil is a black ship on a red sea, painted on their shields and stitched into their padded leather piece. The walls of the city are very tall, nearly 40 feet tall, with many towers, turrets along that wall. So, as you guys enter, Malvista has a very distinct smell about it. The ocean spray, definitely here, but the smells of city and civilization. For many of you, Tyson McKay, for sure. Fievel, for sure. And most likely Rogar Ragnak. This is the largest city you guys have ever seen.
Smells like fish.
This is a big village.
The walls were
What would you guys
double the size
like to do?
in the Rimouski tribe. No one put in their out.
roll me a fucking deception check?
Believe it with a nat 20.
Okay, everyone, he seems utterly convincing in saying that the walls of the Rimouski tribe were 80 feet tall.
Holy shit.
This place sounds amazing. Except for the pit.
There are people calling about as you guys walk the street. Hands needed for vessels. Make good coin out at sea, a man yells.
I go
And
to
others-
see him.
I know. I might have
Okay,
to go. I got the
so you
firefly
approach a
duty.
man. He is quite good looking, quite handsome, and he says, "You there. Yes, you young man," he says as he points to Tyson. "You can make a good living out at sea."
Me?
Of course, a bright young lad like yourself. Nothing you can't do. Learn a few knots. Learn to rig the sails, and you could be out there earning, get this, up to 5 gold pieces a day.
5 gold pieces a day, guys.
Garbage.
You're garbage. I say,
Fuck homeless.
Make me the captain.
I'm the captain now.
What would you guys like to do?
I guess we should go.
Wait, if all of us join, do we get a free ship?
What kind of fucking question is that? What do you mean, do you get a free ship?
Hey,
No.
this guy's getting commissioned for signing people up. I'm just saying, there has to be some kind of bonus.
Let's build our own ship.
Out of their pieces, their ship pieces.
Yeah.
Corpses.
Jesus Christ, you guys are all fucking lost.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
I feel like we need to go to that place to drop off your shit.
My vial.
Yeah.
Well,
What vial?
Don't I only know about it?
Well, yeah,
No,
but I'm
I-
saying
well,
maybe
I
you
know
should
about
go
it.
there.
Yeah, I'll head the dwarves shop.
Where are you going?
I tell them I have to
Where
run a
is the
quick
dwarf
errand.
shop? Do you remember?
Lower city.
The lower part of the city, the south side of town. So you guys begin to head to the south side of town, and walking along the street nearest to the sea. Well, second most nearest to the sea. Walking along, you quickly spot, in and amongst the hundreds of people on the streets, what appears to be a very unique and certainly magical shop called Griffins and Gargoyles.
Ooh.
Okay? Would you like to enter that shop?
Yeah.
Sitting behind the counter with small spectacles is a dwarf. His hair is nearly white at his roots of his beard and his head, but turns to a deep orange as it grows out and down towards
Wow.
his feet. His beard has 2 very long strands, which make it down almost to his belly, and they have golden rings, which hold the hair in place. His hairs along the front of his chest make it down to about his mid-chest. He has a very large, what looks to be almost like a mohawk of sorts, or it grows up like a mohawk and then outwards.
Wow.
He is currently inspecting a small ring, and he has a pipe kind of hanging out of his mouth. As you enter, he squints up at you guys, then he takes the spectacles off, throws them down, and says, "What can I do for you guys?"
Stick up.
Shrek.
I walk over to him and I
Give him the scroll.
no.
That'd be funny.
You must be the Knights of the New Moon.
I ask him if he's the owner of the shop.
Do I look like a fucking shopkeep to you, boy? Hmm?
No,
Sort of.
I didn't know dwarves could own shops.
Ah, and look, the peasant has a tongue. Get from this city,
I'm a
or
sailor
you'll
now.
fucking lose it. Oh,
I
a
like this.
highborn sailor, eh? Oh, you don't fucking say. You and every fucking whore on the street's a sailor in this town.
I'm a whore now too.
No, you're working.
I'll tell you what. You can stay in my shop, you drag, if you let that fucker.
Get out.
I refuse.
So, the dwarf from below the counter grabs a very large club and hefts it in one hand and says, "You fucking leave, or I make you leave, whore."
Oh. Wait, are we all there right now?
Wait, let
Yeah,
me
you've
give
all
him the
walked in.
vial first.
I'm killing myself laughing.
I planeswalk.
Okay, so it takes you a minute to do that, so you're still just standing there.
I stare at him while I do
And
it.
So he shakes his head and he goes, "What is it you want, dragon? Hmm?"
I ask him if he knows a man of the name Nazi.
He looks to you and he says, "What's it to you? Hmm?"
That I've got something from him for you.
So he kind of wraps his big meaty fingers on the table and he says, "Well, fucking don't keep me in suspense. Show it to me, huh?"
Okay, I pull the
That's
vial
not
out.
one for.
As you pull the vial out, he quickly grabs it from your fingers, puts his spectacles back on, inspects, and he says, "That old fucker came through." He slams his hand down on the table and he says, all right. You're fine. I still don't like your fucking fisherman friend here, but you're alright in my books, you dragon."
I ask him what's in the vial.
Oh, wouldn't you fucking like to know?
Yes, I
If
would.
Anasi didn't tell you, then I'm not gonna tell you either.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, it's that important, okay. Then, does the mark go away on my hand then?
So, you look down to your hand and the mark is slowly fading away.
Yes, I got my power.
I'm going to hand you 300 experience points for handing the vial over to the dwarf.
Now we can break
He
the
says-
vial.
Alright, is there anything else I can do for the rest of you? Or are you just loitering in my fucking shop?
Oh, it is your shop.
Are you still fucking here? Get your scrawny ass out of here.
Scrawny.
I nod my head and I thank him. I say, I hope you have a good day.
So he looks to the Warforged and he says, just about everything that can tickle your taint. I'll tell you that right now. I got axes, I got spears, I got armor, I got rings, I got potions that'll get you fucking wrecked. Yeah, that's right. I got
Potions?
something for every occasion, my friend.
Every
Like
occasion.
where we.
I have 0 gold.
You guys don't have any money.
I have a mouth.
Plus 100 experience points. Okay, is there anything else you guys would like to say to this eccentric dwarf? Or would you like to...
Another gnome.
I will say I'm a little light in the gold department, but
Oh, what, you fucking think this is about handouts here, boy?
Yeah, you dumb
I don't
piece of
give
shit.
shit away for free.
I was just say if there's any
Andy J's.
favorite.
Do I look like I can't handle my own shit? He says as he hefts the club again. He says, I take care of my own favors. I do my own work. When you got gold, and maybe your little sailor whore friend can help you out with that, you can come back here and buy whatever the fuck you want.
Hit him.
5 gold a day, I'll be back.
In 6 years, I'll be back.
I had
Do I see like any wands and that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. Well, no, I don't have money, so it's kind of useless. And he's just gonna get pissed off when I look at it, and then I say, "Here's 25 gold pieces." So, just gonna put a pin on that and remember this place.
Cool. What would you guys like to do?
So why do we come here again?
Because you
Just a hand over
fuckers.
What do we do?
Let's get out of here.
He stole the
I'll,
fucking dragon egg, and now we gotta find
it.
Buddy.
Who did I sell it to?
You're drunk, Rogar.
I'll walk out the door and say, "I'll see you later."
Okay, so you guys are walking out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys head out the door. The street is busy, but standing in the middle of it, both hands clasping his cane, and standing with a top hat as well, is Mr. Crane. He looks to all of you and says, Gentlemen, I see you're finding your way around Malvista quite expert.
You're never gonna believe it, but I lost the Drake.
He looks to you and he says, What a pity. Well, can't be helped now, I guess, can it, Fievel?
I have a chicken egg in my pocket.
Does anyone else have something intelligent to say? Are you ready to follow me?
The way.
I'm apparently a sailor now. And a whore.
Malvista changes people. That is to be sure.
The reason for this isn't Malvista, like this is them.
He looks to you and he says, Tyson McKay, with such low moral standards as to be a whore, I don't believe it.
I'll suck your dick.
Crane raises an eyebrow and then says, This way, gentlemen, and do keep up.
I knew he wanted one.
He didn't even notice me?
Well, he did notice you, like you're there. He knows you're all there. Why, do you need a special welcome?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a real piece of shit.
So, Crane begins to walk down the street northwards. Okay, and you guys are free to follow. It seems like everyone gives him a wide berth, as though when he walks, even beggars seem to move out of the way.
There's homeless people here.
He continues to walk until he reaches a tavern.
It's always a tavern.
This tavern is called the Sour Shark.
Whoa.
It is at the east end of the city, really just a stone's throw away from the docks. Okay?
Throw a stone towards the dock.
There are 2 doors, double doors, which he opens or flings open, and then walks down a set of stairs. The smell of ale and meat and kind of like must hits you guys in the face as you follow, if you choose to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Walking down and in, you see sailors of all different kinds, many of them more like lowly sailors, drunks and such.
My people.
Hanging from the ceiling by 2 large chains is a shark, which has been taxidermed.
Shark!
You are almost certain that some of the smell is from the shark.
I've never seen a shark before.
Walking past, you haven't, that's fair. It is a very large shark, almost 15 feet in length.
Is that a
we'll
dragon?
ride it.
His cane making a tapping sound on the ground, he walks past the bar. The barman, who is a very thin fellow with a very elaborate mustache, nods at Crane, who nods back as he walks and opens a door to a back room. All the
Another
eyes
back
on the
room.
tavern seem to be on you guys, looking at you, as you all look quite different from the regular clientele of the Sour Shark.
We're the heroes of Ryberry.
Heroes
No
of
big
Ryberry.
Oh god, we need a bigger town to be heroes of, people.
You guys actually saying that as you walk in, we're the heroes of Ryberry?
I'm
Yes.
putting
Yes,
my head down if you guys do
absolutely.
that.
I say, and in Ryberry I'm a hero, but here I'm a whore.
Okay, some of the men just shake their heads, others seem to mutter to each other quietly and drink their ale. Crane opens a door and then stands beside it, allowing you all to filter into a small room.
Alright, let's go.
Pile in.
He closes the door as you all enter. The only other thing in this room is an iron door at the other side, but there is no handle. He walks over to it, raps on it 3 times with his cane, and then stands back and places his cane back on the ground. After a second, a slit opens in the door at about eye height. A set of deep blue eyes assess Crane, our companions, and the slide quickly closes again. The door swings open after a few telltale clicks and sliding sounds of metal as locks and other bars are removed, and inside is a narrow corridor. There is a woman standing there, decked out in leather armor and light gear, many different styles of knives on her person, the right side of her hair braided and deep blue, the left side kind of loose and wavy.
I love you.
Her eyes are blue, even her lips are tainted blue. As she looks, she says, "So you finally got them, eh, Crane?" And he smiles and he says, "I always do. You know that." And he walks past her. She holds the door open and eyes you all as you walk in.
I'll give up the sailor's life
I
for
want to be
you.
first.
So Dabbledob is rushing to the front to
Yeah.
be first behind Crane.
I want to be first.
Okay. Is anyone going to contest him on that, or he's just doing that?
Can we try and trip him?
Okay, roll me a d20 to try and trip Dabbledob.
I have fire breath.
That's true. So 14.
Okay, so he does trip you, but I'm going to give you a dex saving throw to see if you can like catch yourself from falling, because he just hit it on the money. Anything over a 10.
Yeah, 10, or actually 11, sorry.
Okay, so you stumble a little bit, but do not trip. You quickly correct yourself as you walk past the woman in blue.
And I whisper, "Fucking bitch."
Okay, so she raises her eyebrows as you quickly march past. Who's next?
Greg.
Okay, so Gregory walks past,
Oh gosh, okay. Voluntold.
her blue eyes assessing him as well, and then our other companions. Who would like to go after that?
Okay.
Tyson.
Oh, yeah, sure,
Okay.
Tyson.
I'll go up to her and I'll say, "Hi, my name's Tyson. Nice to meet you."
Her lips kind of curve into a smile, and she says, "Oh, I know who you are."
Who am I? Please tell me. First I was a hero.
Okay,
Now I'm a
whore.
whore. I was a sailor earlier today.
So she flicks her eyes towards the end of the hall and says, keep moving.
Okay, I keep walking, but I mutter under my breath about who I am.
Okay. Following that would be Fievel.
Yeah, I'll go to her. Give her
Fievel
a piece of
Mausentrov
cheese.
strutting through.
I tell her the
So
second
you
mouse.
hand her a piece of cheese.
Always
She does
just the
not
cheese.
extend her hand to take it.
Put it in her hand.
I slip it in her pocket.
So as you're about to slip her in her pocket, she seems like she's quite adept at sleight of hand and dexterous things. She grabs your furry hand as you try to, and she says, you hang on to that. I think you'll need it more than I will.
So generous. I'd walk away.
Okay. And last but not least is Rogar Ragnak. Rogar, as you walk through the door, she bars your way with a hand on your metal armor, and she says, oh, I like you.
Oh god, not this again. I say, do you know who I am?
Oh, of course. I know exactly who you are.
Gregory.
You're a good boy.
And you like good boys?
I like turning good boys bad, she says as she kisses you on the cheek, and then
Whoa.
removes her hand so you can continue on your way.
Please
Never
tell me he's
got your
walking
name.
with Major Stiffy right now.
Roger, you're poking Fievel in the back
Roll
of
that.
the dick.
Roll it.
He's a dragonborn. He has a cloaca.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's,
Oh,
I remember those
you're
days.
poking Fievel
As
in
you
the
all
back
walk
with
down the
cloaca.
narrow hallway, she
What?
closes the door behind you guys, and you guys hear the exact same sounds you heard before of iron bars sliding across and locks and tumbles being turned. You walk down this hallway for nearly 15 feet before you reach yet another door. This time, Crane opens it and reveals quite an expansive room, nearly 40 feet wide and 50 feet long. There is a desk on the left-hand side of the room, as well as a large, what looks to be like a knee-high bed, like of a Persian style, right? Very, very wide, almost as wide as the room itself. There are dozens of women,
Oh.
all surrounding
Ow.
a humanoid tiger.
Tony?
Many of you would know him as a Rakshasa, a
Tony.
tiger humanoid. So you all enter, and Crane urges you all to walk forward towards the bed. The Rakshasa makes a waving motion with his hand, and the women begin to file out and leave through a side door to his left, your right.
They can stay.
The Rakshasa stands. He is nearly 7 feet tall, so quite large, and he wears red silk robes. He walks over to a set of chairs all around a coffee table, which is on the right-hand side of the room. He gestures to all of you and says, please, my friend, sit.
I
I'll
sit
take a
where
seat.
I'm standing.
Okay, so you sit in the middle of the room.
I'll sit at the table.
Okay. Crane stands behind the Rakshasa, but does not sit. And standing at his other side, behind him, is the woman in blue. Tyson McKay sits on the ground, and everyone else sits at the table. The Rakshasa sits and waits and begins to light a pipe. Smoke. But he does not make any attempt to speak.
So how about this weather?
What,
guys heard of
is
these-
he just sitting there and smoking?
He is. There is a silence which is deafening in the room, as everyone is waiting for Tyson McKay, who is sitting on the ground.
I scooch on over and take a seat.
Okay. So, you all take a seat, and his eyes lazily look over the group. He looks to Crane, and then looks to the blue woman, and then begins to speak. My friend, welcome to Malvista. I'm sure the city has treated you well.
Not bad.
No, it hasn't.
I yelled at my door.
He seems to smile, and he says, yes, Malvista can be a little bit of a rough place, can't it?
What happens in Malvista stays in Malvista.
Shane, put down the shirt.
So, his eyes flick over to Tyson McKay again, but he makes no attempt to respond to what happens to Malvista stays in Malvista.
You know it.
Please, introduce yourself.
My name's Rogar
I'll
Ragnar.
pipe up. Say, I'm Dabbledob Doppet, as you probably already know.
I do, but I always like to hear it from your own mouth.
I got you. I got a question for you. Why exactly did you pick us?
All in due time, Dabbledob.
Alrighty.
Please, the rest of
My name's Rogar, right?
roll me a fucking deception check.
Please be a 20.
God. That's charisma though, so 8?
Not even close. His eyes flick over you again, and he looks now to Gregory the Warforged.
Say I'm Radrock.
The Warforged. Yes, I was most intrigued by your presence with this group. He looks over to Fievel Mausentrav.
Name's Baxter.
Roll me a fucking deception check.
Yikes.
Like a 9.
Not even close.
Alright. But you could call me Fievel.
He is now waiting on Rogar, Ragnak, and Tyson McKay.
Oh. Tyson, I'll let you go.
My name's Rogar? No. My name is Tyson McKay.
He doesn't have anything to say about it?
Nope,
Not impressed.
nothing at all.
Oh.
I'm here for fun.
He is not.
The adventure. I came when you called.
And, I introduce myself and say I'm Rogar. Knights of the New Moon.
Very good. Well, as I said, welcome. If all goes well between us, I have a very lucrative and a very interesting proposal for the 5 of you.
Those women.
The girl with the blue lip.
So, the girl with the blue lips is right behind you, looking at you. She stares at you, and Rogar, for a second, you could swear her eyes become serpentine.
Oh
But when she
god.
blinks, they flick back to being that bright, striking blue again.
Medusa.
It seems as though no one else saw it either, so it was just you.
I'm into that.
So, first, do you have any questions? I understand that Mr. Crane was a little elusive in terms of answering your many questions.
Yeah, I'll ask
What is
my
the
question
actual-
again. Why are we here? Why'd you pick us?
Well, my friends, it is important that, as I speak now, I am not interrupted unduly. It is quite a long story, you see, and one that is best told in one piece.
I'll turn my mic off.
Do I have your attention?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he puffs from his pipe, sits back, and begins to speak. Do you know the history of dragons, my friends? So he waits for you all to
Don't answer, it's a trick.
either nod or shake your head.
A nod.
Shaking my head.
So he looks to some of you. He sees at least one confused face, so he says, I thought not. You see, there are 2 houses of dragons. True dragons, I mean. The chromatics and the metallics. We will spend our time on the former. You see, when the world was young before the age of man, dragons, elves, giants, and dwarves called this place home. Oh, the 1,000-year war between dragon kind and giant kin is well known, but it is not the scuffle our immortal friends got themselves into. Once, before the 1,000 Years' War, before the dwarves poked their little heads out of the mountains and saw sunlight for the first time, the elves warred with dragons. The elves were a young race, their blood running hotter than it does now. They lacked their restraint, and they were beings of passion. So too were dragons. It was a terrible conflict. Short, but terrible. Both lost many lives. The elven queen, for her name is not known, had her warriors plan a raid on a dragon stronghold, her only son to lead the assault. But it went awry, and her son was torn apart by Dova, the voiceless one. Now Dova was an ancient female dragon and quite savage compared to the intellectual impressiveness of her later kin. The dragon ripped her son apart, and the queen wanted her to feel that pain. The same pain she felt, the pain of the loss that a mother feels when her child is taken from her. And so the queen sent her shadow elves to steal a clutch of eggs. The Rakshasa pulls again from his pipe in a long, slow drawl, and swirls of smoke almost form images of the story that he tells. Well, it was a success, and the queen's intention was to break the eggs, shatter them, and exact her vengeance. But it was not what occurred. You see, I have uncovered the truth. An advisor to the queen and a potent spellcaster thought of a different use for it. If only the dragons could be trained, he said, to defend the elves in combat, trained to kill other dragons, surely that would be an advantage to the elves, would it not? So, the queen sanctioned it. The spellcaster wove an ancient magic on the eggs to make them docile, subservient, and capable of being trained. He hypothesized that the magic would not only change their psychology, but their physiology as well. I am told this is the case for your beast, Fievel.
Some would say so.
The dragons retaliated, and knowledge of the eggs was lost, along with the queen and her spellcaster. It was an ancient text that led me to the discovery of the story, and it captivated me. Imagine the possibilities of such dragons, drakes, as they were later referred to. You see, I sent a dungeon delver, a previously reliable thief, to recover these eggs for me. However, he only managed to get the one, and instead of returning to me, he saw fit to escape with it. A mistake that he is no longer capable of making. So, this, my friends, is why you are here. I wish for you to recover these eggs for me. I assume Fievel will not give up his drake, and it is no matter to me. The beast is useless now as far as I am concerned, bonded to the one who it hatched for and no longer valuable the same way. So, 5 eggs, minus the one in your possession makes 4. I am willing to pay 25,000 per egg. Minus the one in return for the one that Fievel took from me, unbeknownst to him.
Damn it, Fievel.
This
Piece of shit.
is my offer.
Oh, that's not enough.
I get up and I say I'm in.
Yeah,
He phrased it like a choice, but we don't really have a choice, so yeah.
Yeah,
we're
but he
in.
still hasn't told us why. Like, why? I'm gonna ask him, like, okay, so Crane told us me and Greg don't have a choice in this, and
Yeah, we wronged you in the past.
yeah.
Dabbledob, you are 370 years old, correct?
69, yes.
And Gregory, your age spans beyond that, but it is truly only your time with Dabbledob that has been troublesome for me.
Been the most troublesome time for me as well.
You see, I have my claws in many different cookie jars, here, in Malvista, and across Norian. Your exploits, dungeon delving, and little adventures along the way have sometimes foiled my own plan. It is only because you did not know that you were crossing my path that you are still alive today.
Well, I guess we're in.
And the rest of you?
say, well, I obviously owe you an egg, and I might as well retrieve the rest as kind of like commission for me taking away your property.
I'm so very glad you see it that way, Fio.
I say, I do thank you for this beast as well.
Yes, I have heard he has become quite formidable in his time here.
Yep. I'm also capable of changing him a bit, so he's not the average Drake.
Oh, I know. I have heard. And Rogar Ragnak, the ever-silent one. Tell me, do you agree to my terms?
Ask him, are we expecting any trouble along the way for these eggs, or are they just some random thoughts?
Would it really be worth 25,000 an egg if it was just a simple pick them up and bring them back adventure? No, I expect you'll find much trouble along the way. Crane will fill you in on the details.
Okay.
And my blue friend will accompany you on your journey.
Oh god.
Sick. That's what I want to hear.
Sexy companion.
She's gonna die, but hey.
You will follow her direction under my order. Do I make myself clear?
Clear as
Yes,
ice.
sir.
You have to understand I cannot be seen aiding you. So, when it comes to supplies and transportation, you will have to find your own way. Know that you will be compensated for it.
I have 0 gold.
Guess me and Fievel
Perhaps in
gotta-
advance
Running a little low, yeah.
on your salary.
That would be quite kind.
Take it all right now if I could.
You cannot.
Give it all.
How does 5,000 sound?
Ooh.
Yes.
75.
7,500?
Yeah.
7,500.
Yeah, you're trying to negotiate.
He looks to you and he says, I think 5,000 is fair.
Alright.
Put my
Don't
hand
you,
on Dowd.
Rogar?
I nod my head. I said that's very generous of you.
Now, gentlemen, if there will be nothing else, I must depart.
Nice chatting with you.
Yeah.
Oh, the pleasure has been all mine, Dabbledob. Finally
mention your
nice
name.
to put a face to the name.
All right.
I'm not sure we caught your name.
You did not catch my name. Nor will you, I think.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, it's best you don't know. In my line of work, it's better to be anonymous than to be famous.
I stand up and I say, "This has been great."
Plus 200 experience points.
Oh, man.
So, the Rakshasa stands and then motions towards the door. You guys notice that, unlike other humanoids, whose palms, and fingers are the way that they are, his are reversed. So his palm is at the top of his hand, and his claws extend upwards. Holding his pipe, he gestures towards the door and says, "Take your leave."
To be
Okay.
honest, I thought that was going to be a lot worse.
Not even on the road
he's
yet.
gonna yell at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I
quite
thought we were
excited.
gonna get scolded.
Gentlemen, for taking on the quest of retrieving the Drake eggs, you each gain 2,000 experience points. Walking out of the office as Crane holds the door open for you, both Crane and the blue-haired woman follow you out. And it is along that dark hallway that we are going to end things for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. It has been an absolute pleasure. Whether it was morning, evening, noon, or night, I'd like to say thank you so much for listening to the Dicey D20. It's been an absolute blast on our end. This is your DM signing out.
So that crane guy didn't
Peace
seem
out.
to like us too much. You and me, Rogar.
I don't know, the blue girl like